Mike Kelly.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Please welcome the star of the show, your host, Mike DJ Kelly.
Here we are live at Podcast HQ with the latest Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast and the special Do It For 3 Stop Charging For Everything edition.
On this week's podcast.
Coming up on the show, my amazing digital friend Joyce, fake showbiz news, recommend a pod, charities, pork pies, Quality Street, Emirates, gin, plus lots of stuff you don't know until you know.
Yabba-dabba-dabba-doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.
Morning, Joyce. Look at you in your party hat and sweater.
Still recovering from the Christmas do, we had a sneaky curry at the Agra. Even bumped into Scott and his mates. Seemed a bit drunk, said he been to the palace. I think it's a pub, not the King's Place. Then we went to see Thistle Thing, the drag act, at the Viaduct Show Bar. We had a great time, not sure how I got home.
Joyce tells it as it is.
Are new police facial recognition systems making you nervous? Worried about old misdemeanors or crimes may catch up with you when the new systems are turned on? Well, worry not. You can get our brand new personalised photo latex mask, which you can have made with the face of your choice. Just send a photo of the face you want to use. Send a picture of a trusty, clean living individual which we can use. Clergy, royalty or pop stars. Just £20 for your own 2 fingers up branded, easy to wear personalised photo latex mask. With optional sunglasses, peaked cap or balaclavas. Full details of where to buy at the end of the show.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
I'm Mike Kelly with the latest Shorter Than Short news. Our top story, Donald Trump awarded FIFA Peace Prize at World Cup draw, but says he will only accept if they've made no anti-American tweets in the last 5 years. Northern Monk Brewery brings out a new jam roly-poly pale ale aimed at grandparents. Confectionery manufacturer Quality Street told to rename product more accurately in line with what it is. Ofcom demand Channel 5 rename the TV show Ant and Dec's 30 Greatest Moments more accurately. BMA warns about the use of Sunday Brunch's chef Simon Rimmer's mashed potatoes containing 35% butter. Aunt Betty's launched new pudding, Tower of London Apple Crumble. That's it, you're up to date with all the news that is news this hour. I'm Mike Kelly with STS News. And what's out on those social media sites? Chubby Tony Blue Nails. I've put up a marquee in my garden with flashing lights and funky music. Is this the winter of my disco tent? W. Shearer, 56, Royal Mail are a complete rip-off at Royal Mail Official. Just received a card from Australia that cost £1.50 to get here, so less than a first-class stamp cost within the UK. Sending one back costs £3.40, and the same price to send one across the channel to France. Do they want people to stop using them? Test please. They just added boobs to crash test dummies, yet I believe my Subaru understands the intricacies of my 32 double Ds. Rach loves books. I go to Canterbury from York about once a month. I go early, and Starbucks is my train station coffee option. There's a young lad working in that York train station Starbucks who absolutely carries that outlet. Friendly, high energy, super helpful. I wonder if he knows how many commuters' days he starts that superbly. Mr. Smoky Mac. 34 new peerage nominations for the House of Lords, all on £360 a day. There is a magic money tree after all, but only for the establishment. Morgan Lenny writes, "We have a programme here on the BBC called Scam Interceptors. It's really good watching, especially if you have elderly relatives, but also for you to see what new tricks they come up with. It's also useful for any scam calls I get, because I switch to my BBC voice and say, 'I work for the BBC Scam Interceptors and this call is being recorded and traced. May I take your name?' I've yet to have any of them stay on the line long enough to give me their names."
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
It's not my fault you've ended up listening to this. Blame the algorithm. But while you're here, why not tell a friend or two about the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast show and show them where they can access it so we can get them listening. If you want to get in touch about anything to do with the Shorter Than Short, please contact and follow. We're on all social media sites, but the main one is Mike DJ Kelly on Blue Sky Social.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Not sure Keir and Wes are making the right noises in their attempts to end the planned doctor's strike during a flu outbreak.
Mike DJ Kelly.
And in our We Want Him on the Telly spot this week, it's John Marwood Cleese, aged 86, born in Weston-super-Mare. He is Basil Fawlty. He co-founded Monty Python. He starred in A Fish Called Wanda, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Life of Brian, The Meaning of Life. He was R and Q in the James Bond films and Nearly Headless Nick in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and many more. And we want him back on the telly. Joyce, anything from you?
I think they should give that nice Les Ross a regular weekday show on Boom Radio, rather than just Sunday afternoons. He's better than one show a week.
It's Joyce's bit of the show with sidekick Mike Kelly.
On the telly, you know when that Emirates airline advert is on, showing two people at the bar on the aircraft? But what if all the first-class travellers wanted to stand at the bar? Is that allowed? Emirates flies first class on their Airbus A380 and Boeing 777, specifically the 777-300ER, offering unique experiences like private suites with virtual windows on the 777 and the iconic shower spa and onboard lounge on the A380, with the refurbishment bringing newer interiors across both fleets for enhanced luxury. It's a similar thing on the cruise ship adverts, only a couple of people around the pool or at the bar. Even the restaurants don't look busy, but there's up to 10,000 people on those boats. Are they all confined to their quarters?
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Today's do-gooders are adoptionuk.org. Adoption UK are services and support for adopted people. Adopted people deserve lifetime support for the impact of early childhood experiences. We've always worked with adopted people. Now we want to do more. We want to increase our work with adopted people to improve the policies and practices that affect the adoption community. We also want to help them access the support they need. Many adopted people have ongoing support needs resulting from health conditions and from their early childhood experiences. We also want to provide them with a community who get them. Many people who are in some way touched by adoption benefit from connecting with others with similar experiences. Find out everything you need to know at their website. That's at adoptionuk.org.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
Today's music quiz features a 1980s dance hit. What's the song and who performed it? No, I Couldn't Ask for Another. DJ Soul was on a roll. I've been told he can't be sold. He's not vicious or malicious, just de-lovely and delicious. I couldn't ask for another. Name the song or the group or both. If you're new to the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast, you can still hear all previous episodes by just searching or shouting the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast. You can also catch me on BCB 106.6 FM on a Tuesday at midday. That's at bcbradio.co.uk. And in our Here's Something You Don't Know spot, Spain has recently passed a law that recognises pets as legal family members. Spain's new laws consider animal companions as beings rather than property. This means that a pet's health and happiness of an animal companion must be taken into consideration. This law will also prevent pets from being forsaken and seized due to a breakup or divorce. Although this is new in Spain, other countries have implemented similar laws in the past. Germany, Austria, France, Portugal and Switzerland. These laws recognise that animal companions can feel a wide range of emotions like joy, sadness and pain.
You better watch out, laddie. The beagle is sat watching and listening and will want to be included in your will. He will be wanting dog walkers, dog parks, food, somewhere to live and vet's fees.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
In 17th century Amsterdam, the spirit known as Geneva, the forerunner to modern gin, was created and sold as medicine for ailments like gout, kidney issues and stomach problems, thanks to juniper berries believed to have healing properties, eventually becoming a popular drink called Dutch courage. And at the opposite end of the scale, you have drinks contaminated with methanol, a cheap, deadly relative to ethanol, in places where spirits are easily available and on the black market, poorly regulated, expensive relative to income, or inaccessible because of legal and cultural taboos. It is increasingly finding its way into the alcohol supply chain with catastrophic consequences. A lethal dose is 30 milliliter, as little as 10 milliliter can cause irreversible blindness.
Your host, Mike DJ Kelly.
Let's have some more from the social media sites. The Caterpillar Project, a resounding thumbs down to whoever decided headlights should be bright enough to rival the surface of the sun. Frankel, I often chat to a big issue seller in Sloane Square when I'm working in London, Northern Irish man and top fella who is well known in the area. Bought him a coffee and a mince pie and was asking what he's up to for Christmas, and he mentioned that David Beckham came up to him last week and said to him, "You're Frank, aren't you?" Frank said, "Yes." "How do you know that?" David said, "I've heard all about you. Give us a hug." Frank got this cool selfie with golden balls. What a decent man Beckham is. Back of the sofa, in a hypothetical Venn diagram of life, I suspect there is now a huge overlap between good people and people who can no longer visit the USA because of their social media history. I might wear that badge with pride. Scott D. Clary, nobody wants to hear this, but most people's problems would be solved if they just went to bed earlier and drank more water. Not everything needs a complex solution. Sometimes you're not depressed, you're dehydrated. You're not anxious, you're exhausted. Start with the basics before you overcomplicate it. The Rich Walters Dementia Awareness. If you want to see how powerful music is, visit a dementia care facility. A room full of people who don't know where they are, who you are, or what they've just had for lunch, but they're singing and clapping along to a song that came out 50 years ago. Dementia is cruel. Music is incredible. CCM 0505. What is wrong with the Royal Mail? The delivery system is an utter disgrace. First class at £1.70 with next day delivery, second class 87p, delivery in 23 days. Neither of these seems to apply, just part of broken Britain. New Year resolution for me, don't waste money on a system that cannot fulfil its promises. It was Edwin Starr who had a hit with the song called War. War, whew. Good God, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me. Oh, so what's the United States doing seizing an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, where President Donald Trump has been threatening military action for the last several months? Members of the Trump administration confirmed reports that the US Coast Guard led an operation to commandeer the vessel. So what's Gianni Infantino doing when he says he considers Trump a close friend and said at the 2026 Soccer World Cup draw in DC he was awarding him the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize for his unwavering commitment to advancing peace and unity?
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
It might be a local thing, but Aldi at Meanwood never has any blocks of soap. Do the people of Meanwood not wash? Or have they gone back to using abrasives like sand, clay and ashes along with water to scrub away dirt? Where's the Dove, pears or soap on a rope?
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Fake Showbiz News at Fake Showbiz News. Mel B says she's delighted much of the UK is due to be hit by heavy snow later this week. That should disrupt a few plans, she chuckled. Dua Lipa reveals she's had a pretty stressful moment earlier, navigating a big complicated roundabout she's never encountered before with a police car right behind her. Now that's pressure, she told reporters. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor admits he was stunned to learn Brenda Lee was only 13 when she recorded Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I'd always assumed she was 16 or older, he confessed. And on that Christmas note, and the lack of festive lights due to council cutbacks, I was thinking, shouldn't it be the church's job to provide Christmas lights, as it's their party? I mean, why not have the outsides of churches lit up like the Coca-Cola lorries, which pull in huge crowds wherever they go? Imagine that, people going to churches. And still in the thoughtful corner, which is near the font, in front of the bell ringers. We think about Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a free content online encyclopedia written and maintained by a community of volunteers known as Wikipedians. It began with its first edit on the 15th of January 2001, 2 days after the domain was registered. It grew out of Nupedia, a more structured free encyclopedia, as a way to allow easier and faster drafting of articles and translations. After nearly 25 years, Wikipedia is still the internet we were promised. Created by people, not by machines. It's not perfect. It's not here to push a point of view. It's owned by a non-profit, non-giant technology company or billionaire. Less than 2% of our readers donate. So if you've given in the past and Wikipedia still provides you with £2.75 worth of knowledge, donate today. If you're undecided, remember, any contributions help.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Don't forget my pod-picking friends if you want to get in touch about anything to do with the Shorter Than Short podcast. Please use the following to contact us, and if you have any stories, gossip, jokes or anything for the next episode, please do connect and follow at MIKEDJKELLY on Blue Sky Social. Please do follow, and if you have time, it would be appreciated if you could give us a review on any of the usual feedback sites.
Mike Kelly.
Guess the celebrity of German descent. He was born in Churchill, Oxfordshire, born on the 4th of January 1947 and brought up on a farm. After graduating, he converted a mobile disco in Padstow, which he'd run as a student, into a quayside nightclub with his friend Johnny. It became known for its freeze-dried curries. However, the nightclub lost its licence and was closed down by the police, mainly due to frequent brawls with local fishermen. He's now a TV presenter and runs several restaurants. Who is he?
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
So Joyce, what are you doing this festive break?
I have bought some new dance sneakers and am taking up dancing as a way to keep fit.
Good idea. What type of dancing? Rockabilly, jive or what?
I have been watching videos of Jimmy the Greek doing funk and modern dance styles. Oh, and I'm learning shuffle dance online with Anna and Christina.
Come on, show us what you can do. Will you be wearing shades like Jimmy the Greek?
Oh yes, I have some Burberry check engraved square sunglasses. Sorry, but no free performances.
Sorry, but it was Mike DJ Kelly. What did you expect?
They say real money is out of fashion and no one uses cash any longer. But we need something so we can visualize value. I don't mean crypto or cash, but we need something to make you think something is worth this much and that much. I'm suggesting Wilkinson's traditional small pork pies, which now cost £2.25 each. If we were using these as a currency marker, there would have been a bit of a wobble 2 weeks ago when they increased in price by 15p from £2.10. Mind you, just in time for the Christmas rush. On a similar note, I've just had a New Balance Flu Robinson Wiley Fire Charm RS live fuel effect gas fire fitted, and that cost a lot of pork pies. The installer kept telling me the build quality is not what it used to be, and he thinks that the reason is that most people have central heating, so do not use their gas fires as often as they used to. He thinks the manufacturers know this and build their fires to suit the reduced workload. And on quality, let's talk about Quality Street confectionery, normally sold in large quantities at this time of year. Which Nestlé idiot decided to take every quality element out of Quality Street sweets, getting rid of the tin, putting in plastic packets or tubs, reducing the sweet size, getting rid of some sweets and wrapping them in coloured paper instead of foil. No elements of quality left. I'm boycotting them. And on that note, a certain newish cafe bar group in this area have upset a member of my family who is now getting all her friends and family to boycott the restaurants after she and her friends were huddled in a booth having a bottomless brunch when a member of staff said she owed 20 quid and demanded the money. She was told it was for bringing a cake in and sharing it.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
Recommend a pod, and this week it's the Cricket Badger podcast hosted by James Butler, which is a popular independent cricket podcast featuring enthusiastic discussions with top players, coaches and media personalities about all things cricket. Known for covering major tournaments like the Ashes, with daily episodes and in-depth interviews, even tackling serious topics like racism in the sport. Search for the Cricket Badger for anything cricket related.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
If you want to get in touch with this top-rated and sometimes much listened to podcasts, please connect and get in touch about anything to do with the Shorter Than Short podcast. We're on most social media sites, but the main one is Mike DJ Kelly on Blue Sky Social. Indeed, if you want a podcast making for your business, need any help with radio producer or presentation work, travel news, voiceover work, please do get in touch. Do tell your friends about the podcast. All they need to do to find it is search on Google for the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast. And in the late news, the 7 a.m. Avante Manchester to London 1 hour and 59 minutes service is given a reprieve. The unelected power of the super rich is changing the shape of UK politics. What about instead of the Costa or Starbucks at a motorway service station, what about letting a good local coffee shop have permission to set up? On the Martin Lewis Money Show, do you remember when Martin always used to say student loans were good value and you should use them, as you only had to pay them back if you were earning lots of pork pies? But things changed, the rules changed, and now people are having to pay more interest than they were told at the start. Maybe the show needs a financial warning strapline, probably said in a typical stupid voice and at high speed.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
In the 1960s, a group called The Animals had a hit with a song containing these wise words. We got to get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we got to get out of this place. 'Cause girl, there's a better life for me and you.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Final burst from the social media sites. Angie's Eye, car insurer, good news. We will be processing your renewal after Christmas. You've got 20 years no claim discount, no accidents, and your car's lost a year in value. So we're increasing your cost by 35%. Me, cancels. Car insurer, oh no, we're sorry to see you go. Can you tell us why? Me, I think you can guess. Smart move sourcing. Most people don't realise that if they stop spending £20 a day on takeaways, coffee and lunches, in 3 years they'd have £21,900 saved. That's enough for a deposit on a buy-to-let property in the North East. Buying one property every 3 years, you could set up to retire fully in just 9 years. Tedwood 1305. It is time we put restrictions on US citizens visiting the UK. Each one should have a 30-minute security interview and pay a tourist tax of £500. The Exmoor doorstep. Does anybody actually believe that when you order a vegetarian breakfast, the mushrooms, hash browns and eggs haven't been cooked on the same griddle as the sausages and bacon? Juliet A. Miller, just been in yet another crazily understaffed large supermarket, wish they'd bring back not only more affordable prices, but more than 2 people on checkouts. To think that once you had people who would pack for you, obviously this will never happen, but I worry for the elderly people. Professor Lucy Easthorpe, I'm shocked to my core that Royal Mail is delivering post in fortnightly bundles and not mentioning it. I'm just working on the premise that we don't see them in crisis. What does it mean? Environmental mitigation involves actions to reduce or offset negative impacts on the planet. Focusing on climate change, cutting emissions via renewables, efficiency and biodiversity ecosystems, habitat restoration, pollution control, guided by a hierarchy. But will it save the bees?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kelly. You are out of time. You must stop now.
Okay, it's time to go. Guess the song or name the group who had a hit with the song these lines came from. No, I couldn't ask for another. DJ Soul was on a roll. I've been told he can't be sold. He's not vicious or malicious, just de-lovely and delicious. I couldn't ask for another. It was Delight and Groove is in the Heart. Guess the celebrity of German descent. He was born in Churchill, Oxfordshire, born on the 4th of January 1947, brought up on a farm. After graduating, he converted a mobile disco in Padstow, which he had run as a student, into a quayside nightclub with his friend Johnny. It became known for its freeze-dried curries. However, the nightclub lost its licence and was closed down by the police, mainly due to the frequent brawls with local fishermen. He's now a TV presenter and runs several restaurants. Who is he? Christopher Richard Stein, CBE. Today's do-gooders are adoptionuk.org. And guess what? It's been a hoot, but that's enough for this Do It For Free, Stop Charging for Everything edition of the crazy Shorter Than Short podcast show. From me, Mike Kelly.
And me, Joyce is my taxi here. I'm off to the January sales.
Thank you for listening. Please take care out there. And remember, you can always find the podcast by searching or shouting the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast.
Yabba dabba dabba doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.
Mike Kelly.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.